Okay, hello and welcome to day 135 of the Live Daily Guided Meditation series for ourselves and the world. Thank you for hanging in there while we took a little hiatus, and we'll get started in just a moment. And today we are going to pick back up where we left off. With the book, I'm Still Here, Black Dignity in a World Made for Whiteness by Austin Channing Brown. And we were talking about, I had this very long quote that I was breaking up. And so we talked about slavery being no accident, how 400 years of slavery, people being born into it and dying in it, and how who never tasted freedom, that this is part of America's history and is an important part that we need to explore in ourselves and in our society, in our country, in our government, everything. And how we haven't been honest about America's complicity. So in all of this, that we kind of live in ignorance of our racial history. So we talked about slavery, then we talked about the Civil War, and how America, again, has refused to honestly confront the fact that so many people were willing to die to be able to keep slavery around, and how this is now turned into Jim Crow. So today we're going to talk about Jim Crow era. So I'm just going to backtrack a little bit. And so again, this is from the book I'm Still Here, Black Dignity in a World Made for Whiteness by Austin Channing Brown. And she writes, "We have not confessed that the end of slavery was so bitterly resented. The rise of Jim Crow became inevitable, and with it, a belief in Black inferiority that lives on in the hearts and minds today. We have painted the 100-year history of Jim Crow as little more than mean signage and the inconvenience that white people and Black people could not drink from the same fountain. But those signs weren't just mean. They were perpetual reminders of the swift humiliation and brutal violence that could be suffered at any moment in the presence of whiteness. Jim Crow meant paying taxes for services one could not fully enjoy, working for meager wages, and owning nothing that couldn't be snatched away. For many Black families, it meant never building wealth and never having legal recourse for injustice. The mob violence, the burned down homes, the bombed churches and businesses, the Black bodies that were lynched every couple of days. Jim Crow was walking through life, measuring every step. Even our celebrations of the civil rights movement are sanitized. Its victories accentuated while the battles are whitewashed. We have not come to grips with the spitting and shouting, the pulling and tugging, the clubs, dogs, bombs, and guns, the passion and vitriol with which the rights of Black Americans were fought against. We have not acknowledged the bloodshed that often preceded victory. We would rather focus on the beautiful words of Martin Luther King Jr. than on the terror he and protesters endured at marches, boycotts, and from behind jail doors. We don't want to acknowledge that for decades, whiteness fought against every civil right Black Americans sought, from sitting at lunch counters and in integrated classrooms to the right to vote and have a say in how our country was run. We like to pretend that all those white faces who carried protest signs and batons, who turned on their sprinklers and their fire hoses, who wrote against the demonstrations and preached against the changes, just disappeared. We like to pretend that they were won over, transformed the moment King proclaimed, "I have a dream." We don't want to acknowledge that just as Black people who experienced Jim Crow are still alive, so are the white people who vehemently protected it, who drew red lines around Black neighborhoods and divested them of support given to average white citizens. We ignore that white people still avoid Black neighborhoods, still don't want their kids going to predominantly Black schools, still don't want to destroy segregation. The moment Black Americans achieved freedom from enslavement, America could have put to death the idea of Black inferiority. But whiteness was not prepared to sober up from the drunkenness of power over another group of people. So, and that's not, there's still more of that quote. So there's a lot of really good stuff packed in here, but it's really important to keep in mind that first we have so many years of slavery. Then we have so many years of the Civil War. And people literally defending the right to hold people hostage and keep them in slavery, enslaved. And then now we have 100 years of Jim Crow where people are not treated equally, they're not treated equitably, they're not treated justly. And those people who did those things are still alive today. We are still reaping the problems from that time period. You know, I just saw an interesting political cartoon from Martin Luther King's time. And while Martin Luther King today is heralded as this hero of, of justice and equity and equality and nonviolence, at the time he was demonized. And the political cartoon literally was him standing behind like a war-torn neighborhood saying like, yes, we're going to hold another nonviolent protest today. And the idea was that they were causing the violence, not the white people who were trying to keep white supremacy in order. So it's really important for us to be able to look at this history that our country, the United States, has struggled and suffered through and created, and be really honest with ourselves about how that has trickled down to us now and how it still affects us and how this isn't something we can just sweep under the rug. So we are going to meditate on that today. So you can close your eyes and we will start breathing. So we're taking long, deep, slow breaths in through our nose, feeling the inflation of our stomach and our lungs, feeling the shift from inhale to exhale and exhale to inhale, and then allowing our breath to leave our body with an audible sigh. And with every audible sigh, allowing your body to relax a little bit more, starting to be grounded and centered, starting to find stillness. And noticing that cat that's making a lot of noise. Come here. Come meditate with us. Noticing any sensations you may be having. Noticing any emotions or your mood today. Noticing any thoughts you may be having. Noticing any sounds you may be hearing, or anything else in your experience right now. And just remembering, not trying to change anything. Not trying to judge it. And just allowing yourselves to see things clearly as they are in this present moment. and remembering the first step to actually changing things requires us to see them clearly. And that we don't always know what we don't know. So making space for discovering, being open. And in this space, considering what 100 years of Jim Crow has created. Considering the terror and the horror that Black people experienced. Considering how our learning of this time period has likely been whitewashed to be more palatable and easy for us to understand. Keeping in mind that it was not that long ago that the people who experienced it and who perpetuated many of the horrors against people of color are still alive today. And taking into consideration that even though things changed, schools were integrated, Black people were given the right to vote, and other changes took place, but they didn't take place because white people wanted. They didn't take place because every white heart was changed and embraced Black people. Change took place before the majority of white America was ready. And considering the burden, the pain that places on people of color. And considering how that doesn't or may not have helped hearts and minds to change. And considering how this relates to you in your own life, in your family, in your work, and how this relates to your understanding of your anti-racism, self-development, and healing work. And considering how this time period and its effects affect our current time period and where we are now. We will continue to consider these concepts and ideas and these realities. But for now, I'd like you to shift your attention and think about a place that feels really good to you. A place where you feel loved and loving, happy and healthy, peaceful and calm, safe and connected, whole and complete. Allowing these good feelings to permeate every part of you. Seeing your heart center aglow in the center of your chest. And with every breath in, your heart rate will grow and expand easily and effortlessly, filling the whole of your chest, then the whole of your body. Blessing each and every cell in your body through love and your light. Your heart light continues to grow and expand, bursting out of your body into the space around you, filling your home, your place of work, or wherever you may be right now. Blessing the space and everyone in it with your love and your light. And your heart light continues to grow and expand out into your neighborhood, your town, your city, engulfing your entire state or province or territory. Engulfing your entire country or nation. And engulfing your entire continent. Blessing each and every living being on your continent with your love and your light. And your heart light continues to grow and expand, connecting you with her wisdom, her abundance, and her harmony. As you bless her with your love and your light, bringing you into resonance with Mother Earth. And your heart light continues to grow and expand, engulfing the entire planet in your heart light, in your love. Blessing each and every living being, each and every person, each and every group of people, each and every government, institution, system, business, organization, policy, each and every plant and animal, and especially those who are struggling, suffering, hurting, or in pain right now, including Black, Indigenous, people of color, and those affected by the wildfires, and all those affected by COVID-19. They may feel surrounded in love and support their appreciation. Echo, pause. Nope, that didn't work. Echo, stop. But they may all feel surrounded in love, appreciation, joy, understanding, support and empathy, justice and equity and equality. That we place strong intention together, that we may live in a world, a present, and a future, that we create to be more loving, more healing, more equitable, and more just, for the highest and greatest good of all. And our heart light continues to grow and expand out into every part of space, easily and effortlessly expanding and infinitely expanding, just as the universe is infinitely expanding, just as the divine is infinitely expansive, because you are the universe and the divine. You are infinite, and you are love. I'm going to sit in this expanded state of love for a moment longer, once again contemplating and considering the Jim Crow era and how it has affected this time period and us, our families, our country, our society, our cultures. Being open to learning what we don't know already, to being able to see how all these things, current, past, future, are connected, and how it requires us to understand the past to be able to heal our present and our future. Feel free to stay in this space for however long you like. You bring your love, new understanding and perspective, and mindfulness with you into your body, into your seat, into this present moment, and forward into the rest of your life. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining for day 135 of the Live Daily Guided Meditation series for ourselves and the world. Thank you for continuing to show up, for continuing to share your love with the world that sorely needs it. And as always, remember that Black lives matter. We matter, and together we are changing the world for the better. Have a wonderful rest of your day.